Okay, this is a quick practice lesson to keep you moving on getting your chords down. We're going to cover a couple of things. We're going to cover doing a four-finger roll for playing along with chords, and then also a thumb and finger strike to give you that block chords. And I'm going to do this with the open G chord and with the D chord, the straight D major chord, requiring all four fingers. So let's start with the four-finger roll. What you're going to do is put the thumb on your lowest string, and then just 1, 2, and 3 fingers down. Pinky isn't in on this. You're going to pull down with your thumb, up with your first, up with your second, and up with your third fingers. And it's going to go 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Let's do that really slowly. So thumb, first, second, third. I'm going to count us in. We'll go about 1, and go, and thumb, first, second, third, thumb, first, second, third. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, The next one is going to take your hand and put your thumb and your finger together, kind of like you're holding a pick. See that? And what you're going to do is put the rest of the thumb on the thick string, and then you're going to use the back of your first finger, and you can use these other fingernails too if you want to strike the other string. So pull down with your thumb, so it just comes straight off the instrument, and then take that back of your first finger and strike downward on those 4 strings. And this will give us a 1 and 2 and. It's kind of a little bit of a bounce on that thumb, so you get your first finger back up to that low string and hit all 4 strings with the back of the first finger. As you practice this and get better at it, you can change the thumb note down to the next string down to give yourself a second bass note. I'll just start by doing the thumb and then the hit. Notice my hand doesn't change shape at all. Thumb and first finger are just sitting there the whole time. Let's do it slowly so you practice it. I'm going to count us in. 1, and go, and thumb, strike, thumb, strike, let's go ahead and go back to the roll, and we're going to go with the chords now. We're going to use the open G, and we're going to use the D chord. Get a position here where you can see my fingerboard. So the D chord, it goes with the third finger and the pinky across from each other. And when you do this, I recommend that you start with your pinky. That's the weakest one to get on there. Place your third finger on the low string there. Then it's going to go first finger and second finger. This should be on the chord chart that I gave you. Okay, now when you do this, what you want to do is keep your thumb down, so it's just over here, your hand relaxed, keep your palm and your wrist in line so that they're lined up. When you switch to the open G chord, just relax your hand and let your fingers come straight off the board, hovering over the frets that you're going to be back onto. Then when you change back to the chord, start with your pinky, third, first, second. Bring those guys down, kind of in that order, as all together as you can. As you practice this, it's just going to be straight up for the G chord, put the fingers down for the D chord. Straight up for the G chord, put your fingers down for the D chord. We're going to start with that roll, which is, and we're going to start, let's go ahead and start with the D chord. So get that in your fingers on there first. And we're going to roll that really slowly a number of times. And then we're going to lift up to the G chord. Okay, so should have your fingers placed right about now. We're going to start with a really slow roll. I'm going to go through that about 2 times 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we're going to just lift the fingers straight up to go to the G chord. So it's about 1 and go and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and now get ready to lift your fingers up for open G, hovering your fingers right over the fingerboard, and 2 and 2 and ready to come back down, go and next chord, D chord, and get lifted straight up for the G chord. Good. Do that over and over. Now let's switch up to the other strum. So same thing, you're going to use start with your D chord, pinky, ring, first, second. Get those into position and get ready to play. And you're just going to put your hand back in that. Thumb is going to strike the top. Finger is going to come down as you strum. We're going to do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 just like we did. Starting on the D, ready, and go, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3. Get ready to lift 4 and lift straight up G, and 2 and 3 and 4 and G, and 2, 3 and going back down and 3 and 4. 1 and 2. Ready to lift. 4, lift straight up. 1 and 2, 3, put them back down. 3 and 4 and 1, 2. That's good. There, that'll get you started. Practice those back and forth. Pick some other chords, do exactly the same technique. There you have it.